Verge of greatness, but he still finds it difficult to associate himself as the longest triple jumper in history. Here's Jonathan in the first round. Oh, it's huge, it's massive. My goodness, that is fantastic, and it's legal. 1.3 meters per second. We could see history in the making in this very first round. And let's just soak up the moment with Jonathan Edwards. Well, I wonder how long it will take to sink in. There's 18 meters. The world record is 17 meters 98. It's going to be so close. And what impact will that have had on the other competitors? Everybody is waiting patiently, but I tell you, there'll be an enormous roar when the distance goes up. And I just wonder, because it's taking so long to measure, whether it's something very special indeed. Look at this. There are some marvellous barriers in track and field athletics. That's what makes it such an exciting sport. 18 meters is one of the greatest ever in triple jumping. It equates with 30 feet in long jump, 80 feet in shot putting, and goodness knows what for a mile. Oh my goodness gracious me. 18 meters 16. It's legal. It's a world record for Great Britain and Jonathan Edwards. There is such emotion there. And I tell you what, it could not have happened to a nicer guy than Jonathan Edwards. Watch it again. It was huge. He was very close to the bit on his step phase, and goodness knows what sort of distance he covered with each phase of the jump. The double arm shift that he was talking about was there, but what he said was he doesn't know why he's doing it. He's just jumping longer than ever. 18 meters plus, that is fantastic. The crowd anticipating something special once again from Jonathan Edwards of Great Britain. Oh, it's a tough act to follow, but he's done it again. I don't believe it. A slight following wind, 1.3 meters per second we've seen here from the commentary box. And I suppose you have to say, once you're in the groove, nothing can go wrong. That one jump would have made it all worthwhile for the many thousands of British spectators who've come here to Gothenburg. But I tell you what, that is even further. There it is. It is exactly 60 feet and 1/4 of an inch. Jonathan Edwards has made history again. This modest man from Heaton in Newcastle, who went to school in Devon, he's come a long way, and he's just jumped the greatest jump in athletics history. He's broken another barrier, that of 60 feet, and he set his second world record in less than 20 minutes. Well, if his longtime advisor, Carl Johnson, his technical advisor, Peter Stanley, and his strength coach, Norman Anderson, are watching, your boy has done extremely well here today. Look at that. And there's more to come. A lot of people will use this film in future to see how the longest jump in history came about. Fantastic.
A great test of character for all of the other competitors in this triple jump competition now, because
and Sylvia of Sweden as Jonathan Edwards jogs up the rostrum. The emotion now perhaps getting to this man from Newcastle upon Tyne. Born in London, was brought up in Devon. And the whole stadium rises to a great, great champion.
Here's the man live with us now this evening. What a dream start you had.
Yeah, I mean, the last 4 or 5 days, I've had so much tension and the expectation, which I've been putting on myself as well as the media, and all the doubts and will I be able to jump as I jumped all season. Alison, my wife, she was really uptight, and to come out and do that, it just sort of all fell off me in a few seconds. It was the best way to start.
Those sort of nerves and that sort of tightness that you're explaining might have impeded you normally, but clearly it didn't.
Well, I know. I think once I actually warmed up and I'd got into an arena that I felt like comfortable in, rather than with all the attention, which I wasn't used to and found quite disconcerting actually on a few occasions. I managed
to get used to it a bit more, I think.
Well, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I was very pleased with the way I coped with it, because I mean, I could have quite easily, like say, tightened up and not produced anything near my best.
Yeah.
And it was also important because I think everybody was gunning for me, and there's a lot of adrenaline out there. People felt that they could get close to me, and in a sense, I kind of sealed it with the first one.
You sure did. Were you inclined to pack it in then? You could have done.
I was fine actually. I felt really excited, but I felt I wanted to jump on. After my second one, then I was just finished. I mean, I shouldn't have done probably my fourth jump, but I felt the crowd obviously wanted to see me, and and I wanted to jump for them because they'd given me such a fabulous response.
You've got a tremendous response here. I mean, not only when you were competing, but afterwards, and then when you got your medal as well. The first time you've enjoyed that kind of reaction.
I couldn't believe it, really. I mean, I was almost embarrassed because they just kept on clapping, and I didn't think I could wave, and it was just that response was almost too much, really, I think.
Yeah. Now, you've been around some time, of course, and you've competed at the highest level before, and you've been a medalist before, but this is something else. Now, everybody's been trying to tell us why you suddenly jumped further. You know why.
Well, I don't know that I do, actually. The key to my jumping, I mean, I don't think I'm necessarily the fastest on the run-up, or definitely not the strongest. I think I've been described as scrawny in the media before, but I think the key to why I'm jumping so far at the moment is my feet are very fast on the ground, and I think if you looked at the time that I spent on the ground in comparison to everybody else, I've been much quicker, hence I carry through a lot more speed. So as Daley was saying, my hop and step aren't particularly further than anybody else's, but my last phase is almost a metre further because I've maintained so much speed. So that's probably the key, if anything is.
Right. Well, even Daley Thompson was highly impressed today, and that's saying something. We all were. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Terrific.